Horror games, or more simply put, indie horror games, have always taken a big spot in the hearts of many, whether it be through artistic expression or story that's hidden under layers of rabbit fur.
I always come back.
Indie horror games manage to gain a unique audience, as is expected of things which blow up on the internet. But one game that caught my attention was Little Nightmares. Little Nightmares was this quaint puzzle horror game with this wonderful art direction which made the world feel cold, oppressive, and positively alien, with the sheer scale of it as well as the scary monsters. Its well-founded success caused a sequel which elaborated on the first game's loose story, and it also turned most of the game's fans on the main character with such vitriol that the sentiment for this girl stricken by fear and hunger in her path for vengeance that was cheered for initially is now the villain in the hearts of so many fans, which I see as completely unfounded, especially given the context, especially given the reaction it garnered. In Little Nightmares 1, Six is introduced, and she was quickly beloved by the community, hugging gnomes and running for her life from monstrosities. Part of the reason that she was liked was because we had her perspective. We followed Six and controlled her, seeing her hug all the gnomes we wanted, and the few bad actions she did could quickly be dismissed. When Six devours a friendly gnome, we know it isn't done out of spite, but instead hunger. Her hunger gnaws at her, compelling her to eat, progressively getting more and more out of control. And the other people that have violence inflicted on them are monsters. These are threats, can cause Six numerous game overs as they eat her. And the biggest threat? The lady. And finally defeating and feasting on her is a reward for all the effort that was put in. And the bloodbath that flows after as Six uses her newfound powers is not a monstrous act, but instead a vengeful one. Vengeance against the big beasts that would eat her up, cook her in a pot, or worse. So when Six walks into the door, she casts away all that could harm her, not having to worry about anything again. Six is a vengeful little shut-in who never lets another monster close to her. The crowd goes wild and relishes this cathartic victory.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
I remember seeing so many people in awe at the ending of this game. It is beautiful, walking up into the door with the light shining down on you, getting to the end. But if this was the end, I wouldn't have needed to have made this video. But given the success of the first Little Nightmares, a second one was sure to follow. And follow it did. Little Nightmares 2 came out, and it presented itself as a prequel. That's right, a game before the first one.
Ooh, Mario's Tunnel of Doom.
We play as Mono, this kid with a bag over his head. At the very beginning, Mono awakes in a forest, with nothing behind him than a simple TV. There are traps laying about, and soon enough we find the Hunter's abode, where we find a girl in the basement. Now this is Six. Before we go, we should take a closer look to where Six is found. Six was found in the Hunter's basement, locked away in a room with only a music box as comfort. An escape from the horrific world, and its tune may sound familiar. It's Six's theme from the first game. Throughout the game, as Mono, you rely on Six, as they rely on you, killing the Hunter,
The Constitution says you do.
and moving on to new areas, all rely on both characters acting in tandem. Six helps you and saves you multiple times, as do you. Most of the time she catches you, and most of the time you're saving her from getting taken. But when Mono keeps getting closer and closer to this huge door in a TV, Six has to pull him out. He leads the Thin Man directly to them. And Six is terrified. And yet she still offers a handout to Mono. And despite all this, she still gets taken because of Mono's actions. Now, from Mono and the player's perspective, Mono needs to use these TVs to get from place to place. But from Six's perspective, Mono keeps getting dragged into these TVs, needing someone to pull him out. And even though Mono also helps Six on numerous occasions, let the record show that most of these are not of their own making, while Mono is the cause for Six being taken by the Thin Man. A while after, Mono loses his paper bag hat after murdering the Fin Man with his cool psychic powers. He then makes it to the huge broadcast towers where all this distortion seems to be coming from. The people jumping off buildings, the environment appearing stretched seems to originate here, and as he walks through the winding halls with Scooby-Doo logic, he finds Six malformed, towering, and monstrous. And yet, she doesn't attack, instead offering her only form of comfort, her music box. The same music box that she was playing with in the hunter's basement, her only form of escape. And so, in Mono's infinite wisdom, how does he respond? Because the best way to get a snail out of its shell is by crushing it. And then Six is forced to be helpless, and she throws Mono off the ledge, before she walks through the door, having killed everything in her wake. Corpses line up, as no monster can hurt her again. There are some theories which also prove that Six is no monster. First is the time travel theory, which is pretty much confirmed by the game, with Mono growing up to look exactly like the Fin Man after he falls into a hole. This gives credence to Six throwing him in there as revenge for her horrific transformation, and the strife Fin Man inflicted upon her. It can also represent a cycle of trauma, always causing Mono to act as the Fin Man, and inflict trauma onto Six, and vice versa. I hate this theory, simply due to how much more enigmatic it makes the Fin Man if this wasn't the case. The way the Fin Man being Mono theories pan out is they imply that Mono becomes single-minded and determined to prevent his betrayal as the Fin Man, showing up to save himself, and thus he attempts to do something to Six. But apart from having Mono's powers, he abducts multiple children, and I can tell this because once Six gets taken by him, a shadow is left behind. This shadow shows up numerous times, and the implication here is that each one of the shadows that you see are children that the Fin Man has taken. Doesn't seem very focused on revenge for me. I personally prefer the idea that Mono grows up into the Fin Man, and the Fin Man is simply more of a role that the broadcasting tower uses to place onto people so its work gets done. You can even see this through Six. Six grows up to be a complete shut-in who never lets anyone get close to her except Mono. But even after all this, people will still point fingers and say the girl that had part of herself ripped away, only wanting to protect her friend, forced into escapism, and then painfully ripped out of her, removing all the power that came with, is the monster for letting go. That was my Little Nightmares video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. I'm sorry for the wait. I think I spent a good 2 months not feeling well. But here's a new video. I'm gonna make a much more edited and lengthy one pretty soon. Can't promise that will be out in a month's time, but I'll have at least one video out in a month's time. So hold yourself to anticipation for that. I didn't really talk much about the actual game. There's a bunch of funny guys in the game. First game, I didn't even talk about the janitor much. Roger. How could I? So a dog named Daniel made this thumbnail. Very nice. Very cool. Go check out his stuff. I'm sure I'll link him. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just be evil. But yeah, I'll see all you guys in the next video.